back to episode 14, which is outstanding and exciting. On top of it being episode 14, it also happens to be somebody's birthday. So, me here on the West Coast, Carly just wants to wish Ishmael over in Toronto a happy birthday. And we're also here with our DJ, Rob. There's all three of us back together. Happy birthday.
Just call me DJ Dobish. It's me.
Birthday
This
boy
is for my boy up in Canada. All of Canada is pretty much taking the day off. You know that Ishmael's birthday is a national holiday in Canada? Did you know that, Carly?
I did not know that.
The Pakistanis are running in the streets right now celebrating. They're eating blintzes or something like that. I don't know what they're doing. But they're all celebrating the great Ishmael's birthday. So it's appropriate that we celebrate Ishi with the great Stevie Wonder, one of the legends of music, Hall of Fame, legend, iconic, and his version of Happy Birthday. So Carly, when you're ready, let's do this for Ishi. Come on, here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Ishmael. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Ishmael. Happy birthday, Ishmael. All right, I think we're done.
I'm lost for words.
Quiet tonight.
I'm lost for words. Actually, I'm so speechless. Thank you.
Ishmael, how old are you today?
I'm 33 now.
I have underwear older than you.
So wait, you're 33 today.
Yes.
That means I'm still the baby of the group.
Now, is that 33? Is that in dog years or human years?
I don't know. I don't own a dog, so I can't understand.
Is it in cat years?
I don't
know. I don't know. I've had Sonu since he was since I was 17. So yeah. So that's how.
So Ishmael, what have you gotten any nice, beautiful gifts today to celebrate your birthday? Anybody buy some nice presents? Like
your mom get you anything?
Dad, anybody?
My mom.
Your cat? Yeah, maybe the cat bought him a gift. The cat took a shit on the floor, basically.
Yeah,
Any gifts?
Yeah. My cat basically just annoyed the crap out of me. So yeah, so yeah.
That's his birthday gift to you, to annoy you.
Yeah. So yeah.
I love
It's
that.
probably gonna.
Have you got any gifts today? Have you any special gifts for your birthday today?
No, I'm actually working today. So like after this, I have to cover an AHL playoff game. So. So
basically, you were ignored on your birthday. Is basically what you're telling
me.
No,
I got my birthday gifts like when it struck midnight last night. My family from Pakistan and my other family members from Montreal they contacted me over. So yeah.
Well, that's very nice that they called you on your birthday to wish you happy birthday. Of course, I like physical things and most likely monetary things as well.
Same.
I like Carly. I think money's really good. I love money.
Yeah. I can buy whatever I want with money.
Yeah. So for all you out there watching the show, if you can remember, next year, April 6th, that is Rob's birthday. So
August
send it my
17th.
way. I take checks, credit cards, cash, whatever you want to send. Be happy. Thank you so much. Yeah, that too. So, well, Ishmael, on behalf of Carly and myself, and the millions watching this podcast, because we have millions that watch us, we all want to wish you a very happy birthday. May you what's the saying? May you want as long as you live, or I don't even know what the fuck it's called. There's a saying.
Have a great day.
Have a great birthday, Ishmael. Really, have a great day.
Right.
So we're only waiting for Carly's birthday then. Carly, when is your birthday, Carly?
August 17th.
Oh, so it's coming up. It's a summer baby. During
I'll be
hurricane
32.
season, that's good. So, we might be during a hurricane here on the East Coast. Could be, who knows. But it's an El Nino this year, so they say maybe less hurricanes this year. But oh boy, this show, we talk about everything. Birthdays, hurricanes, El Ninos, but we're here to talk hockey, and we're not even talking about, but we will right now. Because, as you can see, Rob is wearing the Bleu Blanc et Rouge. That's my French that I learned in high school, by the way. I can speak French. Of the Montreal Canadiens, who I feel have the most obnoxious, annoying fans in all of hockey. But hey, they're still around, and they're in the Eastern Conference Finals, which will begin on Thursday night, and they will be playing the Carolina Hurricanes, who I believe have been off for about a month and a half.
Yeah, seems like.
And on the West, they begin tonight, as you can see by my enormous collection of hockey jerseys, the Vegas Golden Knights against the Colorado Avalanche. So we're going to get into this. But before we talk about the series that lie ahead, we need to address what happened since our last show. And we had 2 series that came to an end. Most recently, we had a Game 7 between Buffalo and Montreal. And we're going to talk about that one first because it's kind of fresh in our mind. We also had a Game 6 between the Plucky Ducks and the Vegas Golden Knights. Obviously, Vegas won that series. Yeah. But let's first discuss what happened on Monday night, Game 7 in Boston. There have been 2 Game 7s in the playoffs this year, only 2. And the Canadians have been in both of them. In round 1, they came up with 9 shots on goal and won against Tampa Bay. They had more than 9 shots Monday night. Game went into overtime. Very exciting, competitive game. And the Canadians, on a goal by Alex Newhook, who out of nowhere is like becoming like Wayne Gretzky in the playoffs.
He's been on fire this playoff season.
I mean, really, scored the game winner. It was a soft goal that I believe the Buffalo goaltender Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen. That'll probably be the last time I get to say his name. He should have had it. As a matter of fact, I know he should have had it because when you saw him walk off the ice, he basically took his mask and he threw it. That was very sad. But as you like to know, Rob likes to complain about things, so I'm going to complain right now about one thing that really pissed me off. And I know, you can't whine about this. You can't complain about officiating. However, I'm going to complain about officiating. During the third period of this game, with the score knotted at 2, there was a shot taken by the Sabres from the blue line, went through the goaltender Jakub Dobish's pads, started squirting through the pads, and it was heading toward the goal line. It would eventually be knocked in by a Buffalo player. Now, everybody thought it was a goal, right? No goal. You got this sign, which is always a bad sign if you're looking for a goal. The referees, excuse me, I'm all choked up, in their wisdom, and it was Wes McCauley, who is the senior official in the NHL, and quite honestly, probably the worst official in the NHL, in my opinion. No, Wes McCauley said that he had blown the whistle before the puck went through the legs of Dobish, and therefore the goal was disallowed. Okay. Did you guys see the replay?
I think I did, yeah.
You think you did? Well, they played the replay a couple of times on ESPN, and they played it with the sound. And from my ears, when I watched the replay with the sound, it seemed like the puck had already gone behind the goaltender's legs and was loose before the whistle blew, which basically means the puck was not frozen. Which to me means basically that puck was up for grabs, which basically to me means that Buffalo should have been able to score that goal.
They should have won.
Yeah.
They should have won. Now, I, being a Ranger fan, was pissed. I cannot imagine how the Sabre fans felt about this. But I got to tell you something. And if you're a Sabre fan out there watching this podcast right now,
we're sorry for your loss.
We are sorry for your loss. We had a great year. Now you're back. I think you're going to be a good team for years to come. But so classy. So classy. At the end of the game, I would have been heaving my wife onto the ice. You know, I would have been so pissed. I'm going to throw everything on the chair, popcorn, a beer. My wife would have all gone on the ice. So I would have been pissed off. But no, the Buffalo fans did not do that. In fact, what they did do was they cheered for their Sabres. They sang, "Let's go Buffalo," and they wished them off to the golf course. So classy, guys. So classy. So major props to the Buffalo Sabre fans. But like I said, and I want your guys' opinion because I've been talking for the whole show so far, I really think that the Sabres got screwed. Now, people are going to say to me, nah, you can't complain about the officiating. That's my opinion, and I'm sticking with it.
You can complain however you want to complain. It's your show.
I wish we could show the replay of this with the sound. Can we, Ismail?
Let me just try.
I don't know if we have the goal.
While he gets it up. I was irritated when they called it a no goal, because I agree with you. I didn't watch the replay, but I watched it like in real time because I think I left the room, and it seemed to me like a good goal. And honestly, I just was rooting for Buffalo. I wanted to see them do well, and I wanted to see them just kind of like break whatever curse they've had to get into the playoffs. So I'm very upset that they didn't make it in, and Ishmael's going to rub it in our nose that he's still, 100% correct.
I know. We'll get to that. We already got the text message.
So I was very irritated just with how that did transpire, just because I was just really hoping that Buffalo would end it. But, and again, people are going to complain that we're complaining about refs, but honestly, that's like the number one reason, in my opinion, that they lost. Buffalo should have walked away with that win, and very classy for Buffalo Sabre fans for the way that they just rallied on with their team. And honestly, from a player, like players hearing that and seeing that from their fans, that should just be a bigger motivation for them just to come back and be better next year and just prove everybody else wrong. So I am very upset that Montreal is moving forward, but at least
And
they
don't
went
get me wrong, Montreal played very well, although they kind of
really
sat back.
It was
They
a
kind
great
of sat
series.
back. Yeah, they kind of sat back the second and third period. They were totally outplayed by Buffalo.
Yeah.
All right, so Ishmael, here's the shot. Do you have the sound to play with this? Is that possible?
I know it's got like commentary of someone, but you can see the actual time where, um, like you can see like the puck is like there. You can see the puck outside, and then
Loose. Yep.
as he's like, yeah. So then he just
But
and
see, the
then
problem with this, without the sound, you can't really talk about it because the reasoning behind the no goal is the goal. The officials blamed it on the whistle blowing before the puck was loosed. Now I
Okay.
heard it when they played it on ESPN. I was watching the ESPN feed. I'm telling you, that whistle blew after the puck was through his legs. I'm telling. I heard that. I heard that. But what can I tell you? What can I say? Very disappointed that they didn't allow the goal, but it is what it is, as they say. And the Hurricanes will be now playing the Canadians. A bunch of red. Be a lot of red in the series beginning tomorrow night. Ishmael, do you have any thoughts on the series now that it's completed? Buffalo and
I mean,
Montreal?
it was it lived up to the expectation, of course. Yeah, like I do feel like there was the like it was it was like a horrible blatant like break of the of like officiating rules. Like obviously like I know you guys are like Ishmael probably be like his bracket is still and he's happy. And honestly, like I do feel that Buffalo should have gone through. I like and a part of me is happy that my bracket is still intact, but
It's
I'm
not all about you.
like I no I know
It's my birthday, of course
My
it is.
God.
like
Are you
I'm
gonna
all
win
for
money? I mean,
for
what the
fair
hell?
play. First of all, I can give two what's about Montreal Canadiens because they're my I don't give a damn about their playoff aspirations.
Let us know how you feel, really. Let it out.
You know
Yeah, really.
I just
really
I
feel.
just care about my playoff bracket. That's all I give my predictions for. So to hell with the Habs. So but if Buffalo had won and gone through, then I'm all for fair play. So like I feel that they should have been the better. They should have gone through, and it was an evenly matched game. You know, and Buffalo and obviously the Habs had like 2 games in advance to win, but they blew it. They nearly blew it in 2 games, but I mean it was kind of luck if you want to call it that helped them out.
What's really interesting about Montreal is they never seem to lose 2 games in a row. After a loss, they always come back with a win. I think it's been the entire playoffs. They have not lost 2 games in a row. So if you were a betting man, you probably would have bet Montreal to win Game 7. But they did, and they have moved on to the Eastern Conference Finals. First time they've been in the Eastern Conference Finals since the COVID series back a couple of years ago when we played in the bubble. And the Canadians make it to the finals, but I don't count that as a season because it was a mess. So congratulations to Montreal, and that means we get to hear the obnoxious fans for at least 2 more games. At least 2 more games, because they whine about everything. Now, let's go to the other series before we move forward. And that was Game 6 between Vegas and the Little Duckies, the Plucky Ducks, who obviously are ahead of schedule. Nobody predicted before the season started they were going to make the playoffs. They did. They have a good young core, this team. Very good young core with some savvy veterans sprinkled in. Guys like John Carlson and Chris Kreider and Jacob Trouba and Alex Killorn. They helped. But unfortunately, when it came to Game 6, John Tortorella, who is coaching the Knights, which is, he's basically coaching just till the end of the year for now. I think he's going to get re-upped. He has instilled a great defensive system into the Vegas Knights system. And that combined with the fact that Carter Hart is playing a lot better than I expected. And they won Game 6, and they moved on to the Western Conference Finals, where they're going to play against Colorado. And we'll get into that series in a little while. But let's talk about Vegas for a minute. I'm impressed. They were an up-and-down team during the season. They seem to be playing a lot better and more consistent now. I'm sure this makes Ismail feel good. Mitch Marner having a great playoff. What team did he used to play for? Played for what other team? Oh, Toronto. He's playing very well. Jack Eichel, I think, leads the entire NHL in assists right now. They're getting good goaltenders, and they're getting players like Brett Howden, who was a bust with the Rangers, contributing goals. So I tell you what, now they're going to be without Mark Stone tonight because of injury. That's a big loss. Remains to be seen if he is going to be playing during the series, but Colorado's going to have their own injury to deal with, which is Cale Makar, and we'll get into that in a minute. But I want to say, the Ducks have a great future. Some of these veterans probably won't be there next year, but they got a great coach in Joel Quenneville, contrary to what some other people that have been on the show think about him. Guy's a great coach, and the Ducks are here to stay. They got a bright future, and I think they'll be back next year. So what are your guys' thoughts on that series now that it's done?
I think just having the Ducks in the playoffs and having them so far beyond schedule, I think just in general, having them get this far is just outstanding because none of us would have pictured it in the beginning of the season. They held their own against Vegas the best that they could, and I know that last game they played was a little rough. I think it was 5-1, but you just didn't see them stopping. They just kept pushing, and they fell short on that last game when they should have tried to dominate a little bit better. But I just think that series was great overall, and I'm mad that Vegas moved on a little bit because I just personally don't like them. But I can't hate on them too much because they have done outstanding under Torts, and we love Torts.
Rob, are you asleep?
No, I'm here. I'm just sending a text. Sorry.
Sorry,
I
thought you were knocked out or something.
I'm all good. Ishmael, don't worry. I'm all good. I'm drinking a big gulp over here with caffeine. I'm not going to fall asleep. Don't worry about it. We're fine.
Oh, my God.
I'm okay. Here I am. I'm here.
Hello.
Ishi, what are your thoughts now? I'll stay awake, Ishi, because I'm sure you have some great thoughts that I just can't wait to hear. Go ahead.
How about Mitch Marner?
Like Vegas, they were as weak as the Pacific Division was. You saw that Vegas.
The pillowcase division.
Huh?
They call it the pillowcase division.
As weak as the pillowcase division was, the Pacific pillowcase division was. Well, you knew that the Vegas were the actual team to beat in that, and they showed quite well. They dispatching Anaheim in 5 games. So, but the Anaheim Ducks, they have a good future ahead for them.
It was Anaheim in 6 games.
Yeah.
Oh, 6 games. Excuse me, 6 games. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not even asleep, and I know that.
In 6 games, excuse me. So,
yes.
Yeah. So of course. Yeah, but they did so in very comfortable ease. They had massive leads in those games. So, yeah, of course they're the third highest scoring in goals scored per game in the playoffs in the playoffs. So obviously, as you saw, I wrote in the notes that the 3 highest goal scoring players in the playoffs are all 3 from the Vegas Golden Knights. So that just shows how dominant this team was and how. And of course, because this team was going through the Pacific side of the playoffs, how pathetic the Pacific Division was. So now they're going up against a true juggernaut. So I will get to that when we talk about the Western Conference playoffs now, though.
Well, let's talk about the upcoming series. We begin tonight. We got 2 series, and then the final. So, beginning tonight, we have Colorado and Vegas playing. Here's how I look at it. These 4 teams. What I'm what I would love to see, I would love to see a Vegas Montreal final. And you know why I want to see that?
What?
If those two teams match up, it's a matchup of John Tortorella against Marty St. Louis. And why is that significant? Marty St. Louis won a Stanley Cup with the Lightning, coached by John Tortorella. He was on his team when they won a cup with Tampa Bay back in the early 2000s. So
That'd be really cool.
played for Torts for a number of years. Yeah, he played for Torts for a number of years. They're good friends, and I would love to see that matchup. Most people, including Ismail, because he goes chalk, most people are predicting Carolina and Colorado. Boring, that everybody could pick that. That's easy. But I'm not going to pick that. No, I'm not. I'm going to pick what I just said. I'm going to pick Vegas, Montreal. You know why? Here's how I look at it. I love fate. I believe in fate. You know how we just had the Winter Olympics and the finals pitted USA against Canada, right? Team USA won the gold medal. Great for America, blah, blah, blah. Don't you want to see a Canadian hockey team go against a U.S. hockey team in the finals? We can go U.S. Canada once again. Here we go.
Didn't we have that in the past 2 seasons?
No.
Yeah, we did.
Well, we did, but
Wasn't it
it's
exciting?
more poignant. It's more poignant now because we just had the Olympics. Jesus Christ, Ishmael, go with it, will you please? Work with me here. So I'm rooting for that. I would like to see that. Even though I hate the Montreal Canadian fans, I really want them in the finals for 2 reasons. Number one, they're annoying as hell, but they're freaking loud as hell too, which gives the atmosphere really a good thing when you watch on television. And the second thing, and I discussed this last week, Carolina Hurricanes, oh my God, they're so boring. I can't watch 2 more series with the Carolina Hurricanes. I'm sorry. They'll put me to sleep. I'd rather watch the NBA and then the Knicks.
Ooh.
I mean, really. So, but I'm predicting that. But let's talk about tonight's series, beginning tonight. We talked that Mark Stone is going to be out tonight. The other big news for Game 1, Cale Makar out of the Avalanche. Now, that's big news. Now, there's something going on with him. I don't know what's happening, but he seems to be leaving a lot of the playoff games with all different types of ailments. Last time I watched against who'd they play? Minnesota. He was hit by somebody, and I forgot who hit him. It wasn't a hard hit, but it seemed like almost like his shoulder popped out. He ran off the ice. I'm like, oh, geez. Thinking he's out. He came back and played.
Yeah.
But there's something going on with him.
I think he also had something with his leg. I think that same game he got hit again with his leg, and I don't
know what's going on with him. Ishmael, you seem to have the scoop on these things. What's going on with Makar?
Spill the tea.
No, I don't know about
Come on.
I don't know about like all the major injuries. So, like I can't tell otherwise about him. Yeah.
Don't know any.
Something is going on with him. So he's out tonight. So you got 2 main players out tonight. I still think that, believe it or not, and this is why I talk with my wife about this all the time, and my wife is not a fan of Igor Shesterkin, even though he's a great goaltender. And she says to me, Rob, the playoffs are proof that you don't need an $11 million goaltender to win a cup. You know what? She may be right. Look at the goaltenders in this series. Carter Hart, who just came back from being banished for a while due to some unforeseen circumstances we don't need to get into right now.
No.
And he's playing against the Wood brothers. Mackenzie Blackwood and Scott Wedgwood. Neither of these are going to be considered Vezina candidates.
No.
But both of those teams are in the Western Conference Finals. Their goaltending is played well. And none of these guys are making anywhere near the amount of money that Shesterkin is making. So I really think that my wife has a valid point.
She should be the dean of the team.
You don't need a high-priced goaltender, Hall of Fame superstar goalie to win a cup. As long as your team around you plays well, you don't need it.
Mm-hmm.
No.
And like if I can use like bear with me, like if I can use an analogy here, you know.
An analogy. So, okay.
Yeah.
I like that word.
So like Carly, you probably must have experienced this because you live in Sunshine area. Is California called the Sunshine State? I believe
That would be Florida.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
Florida.
Okay. So
California is called the homeless shooting needles up in their arms on the streets day.
Yeah. Always on fire, all that.
Yeah, fire state, a lot of things they can call it.
Okay, so well, regardless, California is where it's always like sunny all around. So, but like recently, of course, the temperature has gone really warm here, and I'm pretty
Yes.
sure around in your area as well, Rob.
90
So I was
degrees.
going out.
90.
Oh,
Yes.
so I was going outside. I was having some lunch outside, eating, enjoying the weather, eating outside, and of course there's some bugs that come around. Of course, when the warm weather, the bugs come around. So, they're always coming around while you're eating. So you can't enjoy the food because you're always watching them come around, and you can't enjoy the next bite because you're wondering when will they come next. I believe that's how goalies are, because they're like the annoying fly on the wall that the more saves they make, the more they like mess with your head, and they just play mind games with you. They're like that. So I believe that's kind of what I feel that the Habs and the Golden Knights. That's what Carter Hart and Dobish will have to. That's the only way they can get past their opponents is because those two goalies can like get inside their opponent's head, by making those stops and getting in their heads. That's the way to get past those strong offenses right there.
Very valid points, Carly. Your
Well, that was
thoughts?
Well, just going back to the Pacific with the goaltending. Blackwood has done well for Colorado. He did not do so well for us in San Jose. So I think him and Scott are just meshing perfectly with that team. But I think that you guys are right in this sense, and I think your wife is right. She needs to be a GM for a team.
She
Is that it just needs to be the chemistry. It needs to be the chemistry of the team, and that everybody, has everybody's back, and that everybody needs to do their job. They don't need to be out. They don't need to be the top goaltender in the league. They just need to be able to do their job, and they need to do it as best as they can. So as long as the entire team flows together and does what they need to do, I think that for either team, it's going to be successful. They just have to. You don't need a star goalie on your team for your team to do well.
Well, this is a case in point. I mean, look at the other series. You got Freddie Anderson, who is a decent goaltender for Carolina, but he's always hurt. I'm surprised he hasn't gotten hurt yet. He's every year he's injured, but he's right now playing well and he's healthy. Mm-hmm. And you got the Canadians. They're playing Jakub Dobish, who is a rookie goaltender who's playing way over his head, but he's not even their future goaltender. They believe that Jacob Fowler, who's the backup right now, is going to be a better goaltender than him. He's not playing right now. Dobish is. You know what I find interesting? And nobody's mentioning this. The last two championships that the Canadians won, they had a rookie goaltender in net.
Interesting.
In '93, when they won the Stanley Cup, which is the last time they won, Patrick Waugh was a rookie.
Wow.
Won the cup. Before that, they won a cup with Ken Dryden. His first year as a rookie, they won a number of cups with Dryden, but his rookie season with the Canadians, they also won a cup. So now, is that kind of a karma thing? That we got a rookie goaltender playing for Montreal? Is that like they're going to win a cup because they got a rookie goaltender? Who knows? It's interesting though, right?
Yep. It'll be very interesting if it comes to fruition, and if that does happen, just to be like, okay, so that's weird. And that Montreal has something weird going on for that, but
it's kind of ironic.
Well, you can also see that the Dobish has had 2 Game 7s in his back pocket, so that kind of experience of pressure situations, I think that's going to go a long way for him against a top Carolina team, which kind of is by the way being anchored by one offensive line. So and by the way, that offensive line which we've talked about last week. I talked to one of my I talked to like a friend of mine, and he said, this one line scored 9 goals in 8 games. Like this one line alone scored more goals than games. That's pretty insane if you think about it. So if they shut down that one line, so that just shuts down in Carolina's entire offense. So yeah.
Yep. Well, we're going to see what happens. They're both playing for this guy, although it's a lot bigger than this one. He's a little baby. But this cup is up for grabs after these series, so we're going to see what happens. So we already know what Ismail has chosen as his Stanley Cup final because he keeps throwing it in our face.
I didn't do it today, so.
No, you didn't do it today. No, of course not.
Well,
We know that Ishmael has Carolina and Colorado. I have predicted Vegas, Montreal as my final. Carly, you were the only one left. Forget your other predictions that you made in the past. Who is your finals matchup going to be?
Colorado and Montreal.
Ooh, so the three of us, we all have different predictions.
Mm-hmm.
So I think what should happen is the winner, whoever is correct in this, should, what should they get? I don't know. I think the other two losers should send them a gift.
I like that idea.
And the other two losers should basically do the next show naked. No, you can't. No, you can't do that.
The fact that, hey, come on, the fact that my bracket stayed intact from day one, that should count for something,
Will you
right?
shut up? We know that. We know. You keep throwing it in our goddamn faces. My God. Oh, man. Jesus Christ. All right, so those are the playoffs. Now, we have a lot of other little notes to discuss because Ishmael has put together a whole list of things. He does his homework every week.
By the way, can I add one thing about the Western Conference playoffs? Western
About the
Conference
what?
finals.
But
The
what?
Western Conference finals.
Sure, go ahead. Why not?
Yeah.
So, throughout the entire season, we've talked about how we've criticized the playoff system, about how it's been. I think now that weakness, about that criticism, will now be exposed with this, with how the best of the Pacific will face off against the best of the Central. Because I don't believe these are the two best in the West, but they might be, if depending on how it plays out. But depending on paper, obviously it looks like Colorado might just overhaul them. But Vegas has not played a team like Colorado because they've been playing teams that have been in the Pacific. So they're going up against a completely different juggernaut like Colorado. So I mean, so basically, like if Colorado overtakes them completely because Vegas has never seen a team like them, then you gotta understand how the league will start rethink their playoff formula then after this.
Well, we're going to see what happens. Obviously, my boy, Mr. Zuccarello, let me down after our show last week. I was hoping he'd come through, and little Matty didn't get it done, and now he's banned to go back home to Norway. He's pretty much floating out in the Norwegian Sea somewhere. I don't know where he is, but that'll be a show for the summer to find out where he goes since he is a free agent. But now that we've talked about the playoffs, we're going to talk about a little bunch of miscellaneous stuff, but here's the first thing I want to discuss, and I find this very interesting about this show in particular. So last week, we were discussing how Ishmael's favorite team, his Toronto Maple Leafs, had fired their coach. This week, another co-host on this show has had her team fire their coach. So which means little Robbie here is the only one who's going to have the same coach next year. Mike Sullivan, baby. Go, go, go. So the Vancouver Canucks, one of Carly's two favorite teams, because she's a fraud and she can only root for two teams, not one. Carly's Vancouver Canucks, after one season, fired their coach Adam Foote after having the worst record in the NHL. They hired a new GM, and of course what always seems to happen when you get a new GM in, they usually kick out the coach. So I don't really necessarily think they should have done this, but I don't follow the team as much as Carly does. So we're going to let Carly discuss the firing of Adam Foote as the coach of the Canucks, and also who do you think they should hire as their next coach?
So not only did they fire Adam Foote, they cleaned house.
They fired everybody. Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
they fired just everybody. So they're out of blank slate right now. I think, it was his first year coaching, especially the Canucks. He started the year, from what you could tell, like he was excited. He had Quinn Hughes, and then we lost Quinn Hughes. And that's where I think things really took a turn for him. One, were they performing well when they had Quinn Hughes this year? No, they weren't. But it just drastically took a nosedive and just dumpster fire. So, do I think they should have fired Adam Foote right away? Yes and no. I feel like they maybe should have given him another year or half a year. Just, it's his first year, and I usually see, like, you usually have to coach in for a first year. They usually stick around for the next year at least. But honestly, the team wasn't doing anything for me, so I'm not even mad that they fired Adam Foote. Who they're going to replace him with, I haven't even thought about that. I honestly have no idea who I think they should replace him with. You know, I would take Torres, but he's kind of busy right now.
No, Torts is not. Well, he did coach in Vancouver already, so he doesn't need to go back.
I know. I just love
He's not
him.
going back to Vancouver.
So I have no
Maybe
idea who they're going to entertain the idea of interviewing.
Bruce Cassidy, he's out there.
Yeah. I just don't.
Although apparently Edmonton wants to talk. That's another thing. And we discussed this last week, how the Edmonton Oilers, the sleazeball organization that they are, were talking behind the back of their coach, who was still employed by them,
Yes.
Mr. Knobloch. They wanted to interview Cassidy, and the Vegas Golden Knights, who have his rights, said no. I guess they can prevent him from talking to other teams. It must be in his contract. Well, after that, Edmonton decided we're going to officially let Knobloch go. So now, as Ismail said, it's very interesting. There are a bunch of coach openings in the NHL right now. But there's a bunch of Canadian openings. We got Edmonton, we got Toronto, and
Vancouver.
Sorry, Vancouver. Hello, I'm just talking about it. So 3 openings in Canada. I'm still predicting Alain Vigneault for Toronto. That's my prediction. As far as Vancouver is concerned.
I did hear a rumor that Vegas is like blocking people, like teams from interviewing Butch Cassidy.
Interesting. That's very interesting.
So I don't know what's going to transpire there.
So here's my pick for Vancouver. I'm trying to think about this right now. Who would be a good coach for Vancouver? Instead of a rookie coach like Adam Foote, I bet they're going to pick somebody with experience who's been around. I'll give you another name. An experienced coach who's not working right now. Ironically enough, another former Ranger coach, Gerard Gallant.
I mean, he's not busy. Could do work.
No, he's not busy. He's at home doing crossword puzzles right now. He's free. I'm going to predict Gerard Gallant as the coach of the Vancouver Canucks. If I get any of these things right, I'll be like Ismail. I won't stop talking about it. So we'll see. So we have a bunch of openings. Not only those, we have LA, who's got a coaching opening.
Columbus.
We have, ironically enough, it was announced today, the New Jersey Devils, who I thought were going to fire Sheldon Keefe. They did not. No, their new GM, instead of firing the head coach, you know what he does? He fires the goalie coach. I'm like, really? Fires the goalie coach? Oh, that's going to make a big difference with the Devils. So yes, the goalie coach, whose name escapes me right now, has been fired. He worked with the team for 6 years. The new GM says, get out. But Sheldon, you can stay another season. So he's back. But there's a bunch of openings, and we'll see if they get filled. I think they won't get filled till after the playoffs, but we'll see what happens. So
I'm just interested in knowing, like, if it is true that Vegas is blocking interviews with, like, for Butch Cassidy, or what's going on there. I'm just so nosy, so I kind of want to follow up on that rumor.
Yep.
Well, we're gonna see. So let's move on to the news and notes that Ishmael's put together with us. There's so much stuff here, but we've talked about some of it. We talked about Cale Makar being out tonight. We just talked about Adam Foote getting fired. This was a nice thing. Lindy Ruff, after his team gets eliminated, signs a 2-year extension with the Sabres. I'm happy for Lindy. You know, it's funny. People were chanting for him to get fired at the beginning of this season, and now he signs a 2-year extension. Go figure.
Now they're going to sing a different tune.
Yep. They're going to sing a different tune.
I think it's good. I didn't like him in Jersey. I just didn't think that was a good fit, but I think he's doing really well in Buffalo, and you could just see the improvement on the team. So I think that's a good extension.
Yeah.
Yes. So he's sticking around for another couple of years.
Yeah.
Now, I was kind of kidding about this with Ishmael. Before the show, I sent him a text. He didn't respond to it. Ishmael sent in his news and notes that, and this is a quote from Ishmael, and here, elephant in the room. Canes Fred Anderson, 8 for 8 in wins with GAA, goals against average of 1.12. Why is that an elephant in the room?
Well, I feel that that considering how dominant that one line has been for Carolina, and then when you put the pairing of the one defensive pairing that I matched up, sometimes it's easy to overlook like Anderson. So I thought like I believe that like if that offensive part failed for Carolina, then there's always Anderson who has been the undefeated goalie. So of course that's only what I meant. I didn't mean like to say that he's not that he's just a backup, but he's of course the vital part of their winning play, of course.
As we are doing the show, we are now experiencing a thunderstorm. So if you hear any weird noises behind me in the background, that is what it is.
Yeah, we got over here as well. So no
Yes,
worries.
the cold front is coming through. See, looking at the radar here. So instead of me sleeping, Ishmael, I'm watching the weather. That's what I'm doing right now. So anyway, all right.
By the way, there's one more news I didn't post up, but I wanted to add.
What's your exciting surprise news?
No, it's just an extension. Caps have re-signed Timothy Liljegren to 2 years.
Oh.
6 months. Timothy Liljegren,
Oh, thank God I can sleep now. That's
2 years,
big
6.5.
sign. Really? I think the only people that are excited about that news are his family. Really? It's Timothy Liljegren? Ooh,
I don't know.
they're gonna win the cup
Jose, I
now.
wish we kept him, but
Oh, they're gonna win the cup now. That's it. Start booking those Stanley Cup final tickets next year. Oh boy. Uh huh.
Yeah.
All right. Ishmael, let's talk about some of your notes here. What I find interesting here is I know you have these little stats here about percentages and all that. I find this interesting. We talked about this last week about the Stankoven line being their top goal standing, and I said this, and we said it last week. You shut that line down, you shut down the Hurricanes. If the Canadians can shut down the Blake Taylor Hall line, Hurricanes are gonna have to find some other ways to score goals, and right now they're not doing it. Where are the quote unquote superstars? Where is Sebastian Aho? Where is Svechnikov? Where are these guys? They're not scoring. Where's Jesus Christ? The name escapes me. He was on the Canadian
Jarvis?
Olympic team.
Jarvis?
Yeah, where's Jarva? Where are these guys? They're not scoring. They better wake up.
So I'm looking at Sebastian Aho's playoff points. He scored 3 goals, 1 assist in 8 games in the playoffs so far. So
Now this is interesting. Keandre Miller, former Ranger, has been on the ice for 7 goals. Now is that 7 goals for or against?
4 on ice goals 4. Yeah.
Well, 4. Oh, okay. I was going to say because he sucks as a defenseman. So I was gonna say, if he gave up a lot of goals, that doesn't surprise me. But so he's been on the ice for 7 goals scored. All right, that's good. He does have offensive talent, so if he's on the ice for goals scored, that shows.
Yeah.
That shows it's very interesting. So,
Yeah.
so we'll see what happens. Tomorrow night. They're gonna have to get more balanced scoring because right now, like Ismail said, they're not getting that. The Vegas Golden Knights, as Ishmael has said in these notes, besides Brett Haddon, who I mentioned earlier, and Mitch Marner. The other big goal scorer for them, who's always been a good power play scorer, is Pavel Dorofeyev. I have a hard time saying that name. I don't know what it is. Dorofeyev. So they've been the main scorers for the Vegas Knights, but they're getting more balanced scoring than Carolina is. They're getting other people to score for them.
But then again, they're playing against a weak Pacific opponent, right?
That is true. That is true.
Yeah.
Well, I do believe that Colorado is a much better defensive team than they've seen so far.
Yeah.
So this will be more of a challenge for them to get their offense going. But we'll see. Like I said, we have no Cale Makar tonight. He's obviously their best defenseman. So without him in the lineup, be curious who Colorado puts in the lineup in his place. We'll see. But that we'll have to keep an eye on that. The longer Makar is out, the bigger news that's going to be. I also believe that you got to get a split. Both road teams have to get a split in the first 2 games. I really believe that. Obviously, they both want to win on the road, but you got to get at least a split before this series gets going. You don't want to start going down 0-2 before you go back home. So get a split. Vegas got to get one of these 2 games. Same with Montreal. Get a split, go back home, and then see what happens. So we'll see what happens with that. Now, Ishmael, amongst the 3 of us, he is the biggest fan of minor league and American League hockey and international league hockey. So, of course, I know I'm not. I don't think Carly is. Neither one of us paying any attention to the World Championships, which I like to call the loser championship because only.
By the way, didn't the United States lose 2 games in the World
Honestly,
Championship?
I
So far?
wouldn't know. I haven't followed up with it.
I wouldn't know either, Carly, because I don't pay any attention to it. My
I was
point
telling
is,
myself I was going to, and then I just dropped the ball.
the only players that are in this tournament are players that couldn't even make the fucking playoffs. Excuse my French, or they're out of the playoffs. There's a bunch of losers. So
You saying Matthew Tkachuk couldn't make the playoffs?
he's a loser.
Yeah.
He's a loser. Did he do anything this year? No, he's a loser. Out, get out. But
I don't even
anyway,
know
the
who's
World
on the
Championship
American
taking place- And Ishmael has come up with a very interesting stat here that 18-year-old Ivar Stenberg, who most people think is going to be one of the top 2 or 3 picks in the NHL draft this year, along with a 22-year-old who I never heard of, Bence Horwath from Bulgaria. We all know who that is, right?
Yes.
Now, they have the most points so far in this World Championship by an under 23-year-old player. You know, that is such big news, Carly. I again, talk about losing sleep. I don't know. We'll see.
I mean, no, like, hear me out. I mean, this kid, he's played professional hockey before, unlike
Which
unlike
one?
Gavin.
You put two. Which
Which
one?
kid? You got 2
No,
kids here.
Ivan or
no,
Vince?
Ivar Stenberg.
We know about, yes, Ivar Stenberg, yes.
Ivar. Some people call him Ivar. Some people call him Ivar. I don't know. I don't know which one it is now.
What does his mom call him?
I have no idea. I haven't talked to his mom.
We should
call her.
No, but here's the thing. Like the fact that he is playing, he's scoring more points than people than players 5 years older than him in the World Championships. And the fact. And Gavin McKenna not even playing in the World Championships. That might be costing him some points with the Leafs organization. And it might.
The Leafs are not going to pick Kevin McKenna. Come on, stop it.
No. Here's the thing. If you think about it, Stenberg might be the wild card for the Leafs to draft because here's the thing. His teammate Oliver Ekman-Larsson is playing with him on Team Sweden, and recently, the senior advisor to John Chaika is of course none other than Leafs legend and Swedish legend Mats Sundin. So, who knows? With that Swedish connection, maybe the Leafs might look at this and say, "Hey, you might love to have Ivar instead of Gavin in Toronto."
And you know what'll happen? San Jose will take Gavin. It's fine.
No.
Yeah, you can have anything you want. We have the number one.
I think I'm hearing a lot of rumors. San Jose is going to trade that pick, so I wouldn't say that right away, young lady. I think they're listening to offers for that number 2
I really
pick.
don't want them to trade it, but
I think they're gonna. Like I said, I threw my hat in the ring. Braden Schneider in the number 5 pick. You'll
we just
see.
need to get a good return.
All right, we'll see what happens. But I would laugh if the Maple Leafs don't pick Gavin McKenna because once again they'll just screw it up. I'll laugh. I will just literally laugh if you don't pick Gavin McKenna. Really.
But you got to understand. But
I don't understand anything. But go ahead. What?
But hasn't this kind of like showed how the potential that he has, like scoring more points than people 5 years older than him?
Oh my God. It's a small sample size. It's not like he does this every year. I mean, it's one tournament, and we don't even know how much these players are even caring about this tournament. My goodness.
Yeah, I guess yeah.
My goodness. All right, but look, if you want to set your sights
You want to
on
make a bet? What are we doing?
Ivar or Ivor or Ivar or Ever or whatever his first name is, Stenberg,
Over.
if you want to say he's going to be the first pick of Maple Leafs, go right ahead. Go. Good luck
Wait,
to
I'm
you.
gonna write that down. Are you
Write
saying
that down. Well, you're so good with your picks. So is that your prediction?
Actually, I'm not gonna say for sure.
Oh.
you
You're
better
not.
want me to
You
win?
went on a limb and you're a chalk playoff prediction, but you're not going to predict the NHL number 1 pick this year.
I'm not so sure. Gavin McKenna was the number 1 presumptive overall pick, but this kind of has closed the gap. This performance, so I don't know.
All right, we'll keep an eye on that. Give us some stats next week. We'll see
You
how
didn't
he's doing.
realize that if Toronto Maple Leafs do take Ivar, whatever, he's gonna come back and say that he predicted that.
Yeah, of course he is. He's going to be wearing a Sternberg jersey. You know that. He's going to be doing everything. Because that's what Ishmael does.
And then if they actually take Gavin, he's gonna say, "I called that too."
He likes to prop himself up on a pedestal so that everybody can worship the ground he walks on. I'm great, you're not, you suck. Okay.
Oh, you roasted me on my own birthday, wow.
I'm just
That's
happy
my
to be
birthday
here.
boy. Okay, fine. All right, well, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
So, anything else you guys want to talk about?
I just feel Gavin McKenna should have competed in this tournament. Kind of just to like put him at even playing field.
Maybe he's too busy hanging out in bars with his mother. I don't know.
Or unless he just unless he's just trying to purposely drop his stocks that he doesn't get drafted by.
You know what?
Yeah.
That I could see, because if I'm Gavin McKenna, I don't want to go to Toronto because, number one, the pressure on this kid will be enormous.
Yes.
Why would you want to go into that tinderbox? You know what, Ishmael? That I could see that. That's not a bad angle. Why would I want to go to Toronto? Jesus Christ! I'll go to San Jose or anywhere else. I ain't going to Toronto. I could see that. Interesting.
Yeah.
Also, Ishmael, I have a question. On our chat, you said that you're covering something special on the hockey.
Oh yeah.
And that you
Oh!
would love to explain for us. And I figured since we have 10 minutes, technically, like, what would you like
Okay.
to know?
So as Rob would know, the New York Islanders, their AHL affiliate team, the Bridgeport Islanders.
Bridgeport Sound Tigers.
Well, no,
Unless
they're the
they
Bridgeport.
changed their name.
Yeah, they changed their name to Bridgeport Islanders. Yes.
Okay, then shows you how much I care about the Islanders. But go ahead.
So they have relocated to Hamilton, Ontario, Canada.
Yeah, Bridgeport. Have you ever been to Bridgeport, Connecticut? Smart move. Smart move. Get out.
So they're going to reveal the team colors, logos, and team name May 21st, which is tomorrow at Hamilton's TD Coliseum, where they will be playing.
Well, they've been
And
known as the Hamilton Islanders.
No, they'll change the team name to so yeah.
How about the Hamilton Sound Tigers?
I don't know about that, but yours
Bridgeport
truly
Sound
will
Tigers,
be.
why not?
But yours truly, because yours truly covers the AHL's, the Hockey News' AHL website, I will be one of the first media members to see the unveiling of the team name, logos, and team colors. So,
All right, we expect a lot of pictures, and we want you to present them on the show next week.
Slideshow.
Maybe you can get an interview with John Ledecky. Who knows?
yeah,
You know who that even is? You have no clue.
yeah.
You don't
Hopefully,
know the Islanders.
hopefully Matthew Schaefer is there, but I don't
Matthew
think.
Schaefer will not be there. Guaranteed. He will not be there.
Yeah.
He's walking around Long Island with his Calder trophy. He ain't going to
Probably.
fucking Hamilton. No, it's not happening. So,
Yeah.
okay. I think we've had enough. I know we haven't done a full hour, but that's okay because you know why? We're having a really bad thunderstorm here, and Rob wants to go out and barbecue in the rain, sausage and peppers, because that's what I want to do. I just want to go out in the rain and barbecue. So, I think we'll wrap it up now. And of course, the Stanley Cup semifinals are now underway. The Eastern and Western Conference Finals. So when we rejoin you next week on our next show, that'll be episode 15, by the way.
Yeah.
We might have a finalist. We may not. It really depends. Let me see. Today's Wednesday, Friday. No, I think both series will be still going on, but we'll be able to talk about them.
Yeah.
We'll see what's going on. We'll see if Gavin McKenna has pretty much relocated to Siberia, so he doesn't get drafted by the Maple Leafs, because we know he doesn't want to go there. We'll see how Ishmael's pictures of the press conference tomorrow come out.
Mm-hmm.
And any other great... Maybe it'll be his cat's birthday next week. We don't know. Who knows?
Right.
Yeah, I have
That's
nothing.
about it for me, guys. So, you guys have anything else you want to say before we say goodbye?
Nope, I have nothing other than last happy birthday, Ishmael.
Yes, once again, as you know what, let's do this for Ishmael because we don't want
I'm
it to.
Donald Trump, and I approve this message.
We're going to end with Stevie Wonder sing this out. So for Ishmael, birthday boy, and Carly, this is Rob saying, "Thank God the show is over. I can go eat dinner now." See you next week on another wonderful, fun-filled episode of Save and a Beauty. Bye, guys.